What's up, everyone? Once again, I am Matt, and joining me, as always, is the lovely Nick Mulbach. And
hello,
Lou,
everybody. I'm wearing glasses because I ripped my last pair of contacts.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. And Lou, who's wearing wearing headphones for no reason.
He is. Oh, shoot. I should probably add some more light. We're not starting this episode off like last time.
But
I hope your internet is okay.
Yeah, so do I. We'll see. We're recording in 720 this time, so
like
we'll see if that happens.
In the DC universe, it's all dark. There's some hair over here. No, calm down. You got some hair. No, seriously, you got some hair.
All right. Well, the wacky
sorry, viewers.
Happened. We are bringing on the one and the only Taylor Cleek.
If you are justice, please do not podcast. How are you doing?
Hello, Taylor. How's it going, buddy?
So we got a lot to talk about, and that's just one of the many teases we have going on.
A lot.
But also joining us today, because he's like, yeah, you're going to have me on after all that happened yesterday, is the one and the only George Thomas. How you doing tonight, sir? Can you hear us?
Oh, no, not again.
Not again.
This happened last
again.
He literally has no clue that we brought him on.
Clue.
Wow, that's funny. I can't see or hear anybody else.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
Off to a rockin'
No.
traditional real talk
He has
start.
a hair on his chin.
Hello?
Like,
We hear you.
You hear us?
You hear us.
Jury's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, just yell loud enough for him to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Just yell our responses as well.
I'm just going to kick him out real quick and have him come back in.
Poor guy.
Oh, bye.
And we're already off.
That's a great start. Great
Real
start.
talk. And
This is crazy. We're getting
this
insane.
time we just added Lou to the insanity instead.
Yes. But
Matt sounds good, so I think we can touch the wires. We just got the separate set of
remember,
issues.
we fixed the wire. It's
That's right.
Done. It's done.
That's right.
Got that
I
wire
hope so,
replaced.
because it happened earlier and I didn't point it out.
Oh, it did? Because I
I think
replaced the
so.
wire.
Well, whatever. We're good. Let's just hope it doesn't happen, because I don't know how many epic falls I've got in me.
Let's do it, baby. Let's get some dome. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But before we start off, I'd be remiss to say, if you didn't catch it live, you should go back and catch our discussion with 1BR producer Alok Mishra and actress Naomi Grossman from Who Are They? Really Scared, the best damn horror podcast on the internet. We didn't talk Lovecraft Country like we planned on, but that will be talked about going into next week's show.
Yeah, this upcoming Thursday, we'll be talking about now the first 2 episodes of Lovecraft Country, as well as doing our new book club edition for Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay. So got plenty to talk about. Got a couple guests on. Yeah, go check out that episode of Alok Mishra and Naomi Grossman, and go check out 1BR because it hit Netflix today.
Yes, please go check out 1BR. It is a great indie horror film. Look, tiny budget too. Tiny budget. And Alok, we're friends with Alok on Facebook. He has a mission. He wants that movie in the Netflix top 10 sometime this week, and I think we can do that because it is a movie that definitely deserves it.
I'm going to open up a tab right now and just have it start playing while I'm doing the show. Why not? That's my thing to do.
Are you going to play it with mute on?
Yeah, exactly. You know what?
That's not. Although it might cause your internet to drag. So do we want to risk that?
No. My internet is smooth, baby.
I'm talking about when you start streaming a film, that can cause your internet to drag.
I got that Spectrum, dog. We got it.
All right. Well, let's see if we can get George back in now. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, there we go. Whoa, we're up and running now. We got George. And last but not least, just joining us now, been waiting for him all day, we got the one and the only Connor Breedlove.
My man, Top Goblin.
Top Goblin himself. But no, it was a big week this week. But before we start getting up in the news, I got to give a little plug to something that Connor, Taylor, and our boy Chris kind of have brought into fruition, and that is our Twitch exclusive Twilight Saga marathon watch along, because a joke, as everything that happens on this show, a joke became reality. So yeah,
12 hours of torture. Okay, rock and roll.
Only 10 and a half, not too bad.
10 and a half.
That's right. Yeah, that hour and a half it makes it a little bit easier.
Can't stream the extended the butthole cuts of Twilight, unfortunately, but we still got our work cut out for us. We'll have a lot of fun things to announce that pertain to that over the coming weeks.
You don't think it could go longer?
Do you get to burn the negatives?
Yeah, if you got them, burn them if you got them.
Sorry, that was a tail end of my movie reviewing career full time, and that was just torture. Each and every one of them. Sheer torture.
Perhaps we can bring you back in for your testimony during our watch along.
Never.
All right. Well, we're and I know some people may not like this, but we're actually gonna talk DC fandom. That's today's episode. Nothing else but DC fandom, and we're actually going to go in order of
Marvel guy. What the hell is this? I want out.
We both know that
is such
a Marvel
lie.
guy is a lie.
I thought we were gonna
I'm
talk
a
about
Bloodshot guy.
watermelon candies.
I started watching that last night.
Bloodshot?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
As Alok said, it's not that bad.
That's like everybody's review of it. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Still perfectly good.
But we're gonna go in order of panel basically. So for those looking to hear Batman news right off the top, you're gonna have to wait. But
I know I was.
But
You know,
starting off,
and I didn't get to do the Fandome live, so I might even be getting some of this news in real time. Oh, Nick, nice shirt. Nice
Thanks,
shirt.
buddy.
I got artwork based on your shirt,
Wow! Whoa!
framed right there.
Whoa, super fan over here.
Yeah, I'm a big Mulbach guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
nice Blade Runner shirt.
yeah, Blade Runner shirt's beautiful art, yes. But starting off, we did get a Wonder Woman 1984 trailer, and yes, while that is a blurry picture, you couldn't get a clear shot of Cheetah from that trailer, and that's the clear shot people were able to get. So we got our first look at Cheetah, which, if you watch the trailer, she looked fantastic. I know, Nick, you didn't get to watch live. Did you get a chance to watch after the fact? Because I know you
course.
came.
And she looks great. Listen, another trailer for that movie that was supposed to come out. What?
And Nick, you got your green screen thing on, so your eyes like popping out.
Good. And so for a movie that was supposed to come out like a little while ago, it felt refreshing to get another trailer for that finally. But yeah, Cheetah looks fantastic.
I was kind of surprised they showed the Cheetah in this, but I guess you almost have to, just because everything's been delayed so long. It's like,
And they're sticking to that October release date as of now.
yeah, may as well just throw all your cards on the table and show people what they're going to get. No, it looks good. Yeah, I'm glad we got another trailer because we never got anything besides that first one when we were on a conventional movie release timeline. So it looks good. It looks fun. Looks like some good Steve Trevor hijinks involved.
Yes.
Yep.
That was the real star of the trailer for me. But Cheetah looks dope. I mean, that's a kind of a hard villain to pull off in some ways, like the Cheetah Lady.
Yeah.
And we just had cats come out, so you can't not think about
And you got to
Is that
see
the
like
new
an evolution of the character throughout the trailer, which is what I really love.
Magical Mr. Mistopheles is going to be in
The best
Wonder
thing
Woman
about that
1984.
The best thing about that trailer is the role reversal. I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but go to the scene where Steve Trevor's trying on clothes.
Yes, the role reversal.
And it's like you look at that and it's like, he's being objectified. Awesome.
He's the fish out of water. What are parachute pants?
Yeah, that's a fun little dynamic switch I like. I'm interested how Maxwell Lord plays into it. We still haven't seen a ton of him, but it looks like, I don't know, he's running for president or something in this trailer, looks like.
It looks like
Is it a prerequisite for DC villains to run for president? Is that just baked into the canon or what?
It's just like real life.
Okay.
Connor, what were your thoughts?
I'm a big fan of felines and big cats. So I'm all in.
I got no Connor.
You got no Connor. Oh wow, his computer's acting up and mine isn't. This is a switch.
Wait, am I freezing up for everybody?
No. It's
No,
just my
you're good.
daddy. You just like I got Connor.
I see that handsome man down there.
We see that nice newly shaved head pulling it off nicely, my friend. But yeah, I love that trailer. I don't know if I loved what I got from it more, but I think overall I preferred that first trailer, especially with that song choice. Like
Blue Monday.
yes, sir.
It's a good one.
But
Bob.
overall, I'm
That was right in my era. That's 1 year after high school. So hey,
yeah. I remember you after that first trailer. You're like, they literally nailed the decade with that song choice and the look and everything.
yeah.
Those new wave clubs, George.
You know, it was more synth R&B funk for me, but it's like, yeah, where I went to school and the demographic makeup of it at the time, you couldn't avoid new wave. That's where I got my taste for it from. Little Cure, some
Yeah.
hell, I even like Culture Club. What can I say? So
That's a biopic we're getting.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Boy George biopic.
I thought that was a TV movie.
Who's playing Boy George?
Me. Maybe. I don't know if it was a movie. I heard that it was announced as a feature, but maybe.
All right. Well, moving on.
That down is
Because, like I said, we got a lot to get through tonight. Moving on, we got something that not a lot of people. We knew we were getting a Batman game, but we didn't know what direction they were going with it. They went the exact opposite direction of everyone expected. But we got the announcement of Gotham Knights, where it's a Bat family game and not a Batman game, and that gameplay footage was just freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
And I really can't wait to see more of it. So
does Nightwing get to nail Harley Quinn in this one?
what the hell?
It's the Batman and Harley Quinn movie. That's a nice pull.
I don't think Bruce Timm wrote this, or maybe he did. I don't know. No, Paul Dini wrote some of the games. I don't think Bruce Timm ever did, so you don't get that weird Tim stuff.
But
I'll go shout out to Zalanu showing back up in chat. What's up, my friend? Welcome back.
how you doing, sir?
Glad you're
We know
watching.
you're a gamer. How are you feeling about Manu?
You guys ever play the Arkham Batman games?
I did. I know Lou did.
Yeah, I did. I
Love those Arkham games. And this looks like it's actually picking up where Arkham Knight left off.
It
Surprisingly.
actually isn't. This has been confirmed to be in another universe.
Really? It's got a bunch of stuff from the end of Arkham Knight in the trailer.
Yeah, I know. Just one.
And obviously just kind of reusing the map from Arkham Knight, I imagine, a little bit.
It's probably in another universe, but same kind of
events happen.
Yeah, but I kind of wish that it was in the Arkham Knight, so then you could see kind of the fight for who's going to be the next Batman.
Yeah, great world and mythology and rendition of those characters. I guess the only issue of why you wouldn't want to be in the Arkham universe is because so many characters have been killed or like defined. So like you don't get to do your Joker or whatever it is, right? If you do Arkham.
Yeah, but I feel like in those games, Joker has been overdone. Like I think
for sure.
Nick is gonna beat your ass.
I got nothing.
Yeah, he can't. He has no.
Court of Owls, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked for Court of Owls. I always was waiting for that shoe to drop in the Arkham game, so
that's the part that had me flip my leg and go, "What?" Like,
yeah.
I live tweeted the first half of the event basically up until about Snyder Cut, and then it was laser focusing in on every little detail I could. But no, the trailer they dropped was phenomenal. Then they showed the gameplay footage. And the gameplay.
I still want to see Court of Owls like on the big screen and not just in a game.
Oh, agreed, 110%.
Yeah, no, I love those Arkham games, and I mean, are you Batman in this? No, but it looks like they're going to play very similar to the Arkham games.
Yes.
Everybody's got their vehicles, so they're carrying over that Batmobile mechanic. I'm thrilled for this, and what was the release date on that? They said, right?
They said 2021.
Just 2021.
They didn't get an actual day, but 2021.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those day one buys. I never do really pre-orders on games because that can get a little risky, but that's going to probably be a day one buy for me because, man, I love those games. Obviously, I just love anything Batman, and we'll get into that eventually, but, man, I love those games. I'm down to play as all of Batman's friends, and I bet you he's not really dead. especially if it's not Arkham universe now.
Yeah.
I bet you Carnival's got him in a fridge in the basement or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Because honestly, how can you do Court of Owls without Batman? Especially Talon, who's supposed to be a foil for the character.
Yeah, that's kind of the big sort of. Well, I'm going to say one of the big thing, but one of the big things of that story is it's about Batman realizing he thought he was the apex predator of Gotham, right? And thought he knew the city inside and out, and found out there was this secret group living underneath it the whole time that was pretty much manipulating everything. So it was like it's a big journey for him emotionally. So you do kind of miss that if you're playing his buddies. But I'm excited that you do get to play as 4 different characters. Looks like Robin's. I think it's Robin Damian.
I don't know.
think it's Tim Drake.
It looks like
because that would take it out of the Arkham thing, because Damian never shows up in that.
It does look like Tim, based solely on the fact.
Connor, my man.
there you are.
It does look like Tim, based solely on the fact that when they're in their winter gear, it looks like he's wearing the Red Robin outfit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the design just looks closer to Damian than Tim, but the Arkham Tim always looked like freaking Chris O'Donnell. So that might be the difference.
But also, like, here's another reason I can't say it's Arkham, because Tim was basically a grown man in the Arkham games. This Tim looks like a child still.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure if it was Damian. And then you know what? Because you also get to play as Red Hood, and so you get the weird backstory of Arkham Knight. And he doesn't look the same, so I guess it's got to be similar but different. Although so the other game, and I'm sure
we'll get to this later. Yeah, we'll get to it later.
But I think that does take place.
Yeah, that is confirmed to be in the Arkham universe, and we'll get to that.
That's kind of weird, but we'll get into that. I hear.
I'm just wondering, would you want it to be, you can pick and choose whoever you're playing as, or would it be?
I think it's more like Grand Theft Auto mechanics, where the storyline will
dictate
kind of take you between characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I think to add variety.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if, like, as you're doing free roam, though, you could kind of switch over, like GTA, where you're like, I want to play as Trevor now. You hit the button and go, and that'd be cool.
I mean, I'm just hoping that the story is very, very precise, like Asylum and City is. I mean, the other two were kind of like, I don't know, not as good. So I'm just hoping that we get the same amount of detail as the first two. That's all that I'm hoping.
Yeah, keep opening that map up too. It looks like they are. I can't wait to find out what excuse they have for no people being on the street this time. They always got to figure out why.
I really hope that there is people, like they just give it a shot.
Easier to maybe pull off with like Robin, who's not a brooding, just dour monster, right? Maybe easier to pull off with Nightwing being like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Red Hood looks jacked.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's like that in the comics now, I think. So,
yeah, Cameron Thomas jumping in saying it's Tim, and it's not canon to the Arkham universe. So there we go, the little gamer himself.
The little gamer, my favorite ghoul. Good evening. Thanks for watching, babe.
But yeah, so I was excited. That gameplay is what sold me completely, because especially that scene that showed us against Freeze, that 7 minutes, I was like, oh, they're getting serious here. They're trying to make up for Arkham Origins, which wasn't the best. You know what?
I think people are a little rough on Arkham Origins. I think in contrast to the actual Rocksteady games, no, it's not as good. But as its own, it's still a cool Batman game. There's
it is.
Stuff in there. Great boss fights, pretty decent little story. But again, as I've said, and I probably will say a couple times tonight, I love Batman. I'll take anything Batman. So you got me on board, no matter what.
So who's buying out of all of us? Who's buying this? Who would buy this game day one? Because I would, honestly.
I'm probably, and that's, I mean, I don't ever pre-order. So as long as I don't hear like some harrowing, terrible stories, like stuff that's got to get patched out, it's probably going to be a day one buy. I got my money as of this moment for sure.
All right.
I think I'd buy it before the other game. That's what I'm saying.
I would too, but mostly just because I'm a bigger fan of these characters.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't seen gameplay of the other one yet, so there's that too.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about characters and whatnot. And yesterday, during the Multiverse 101 panel, they made some waves because they confirmed that basically this is in the Arrowverse right now, our Arrow characters think that they're the only verse still around, but it's confirmed that there are all these multiverses still. And DC's kind of decided they're doing the opposite of what they've been known to do, which is...
Connor and I were both looking like, what's that in there?
Oh, you want me to
Couldn't
pull
even
back
see
up?
my neck.
I haven't seen. So they put this picture out.
They didn't put this picture out. This was a breakdown that fans released after the fact, but they talked about this. So you have Stargirl takes place on Earth 2. Earth 9 is Titans. Earth 19 is Swamp Thing, which is rumored to be getting a reboot on the CW or a continuation.
No, they're just rerunning that first season from DC Universe. That's it.
All right. Earth 21 is Doom Patrol. Earth 96 is Superman Returns, and apparently that is the Kingdom Come Superman we have with Brandon Routh is a continuation of Superman Returns, which is pretty cool in my eyes. Earth 666 is Lucifer.
What do we do?
Then we got Earth Prime, which is the CW shows, Joker on its own world. The Batman 89's and Returns in its own world, and the Green Lantern in its own world, which apparently the Green Lantern is referring to the HBO Max show we're getting. But then we got this questionable area right here that is the DCEU, which there have been rumors circulating that the Flash, which we'll get into next, is going to be creating a second DCEU universe. So,
Yeah, I can confirm your
Crisis
thing.
We need a Crisis on Infinite Earths real quick. we gotta get these all together.
No, we already had it, and that's what created this multiverse.
We need a better one.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That Crisis on Infinite Earths on TV was garbage.
I mean, it's fascinating to see that the movies are in the same position that the comics once were, where it was like, what's canon? What's in the timeline? Who can hang out with who? I don't know. Get it all in one continuity real quick.
Yeah, I didn't know Lucifer was in DC.
Yeah,
So
Lucifer's a
where's
DC show.
Where's Keanu Reeves' Constantine hang out in that?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
One of
Where's
the Dead
Ryan
Earth
Reynolds hang
podcasts?
out?
Yeah, where's Seal?
I know.
Yeah, where's Steel?
Yeah, he needs to stay dead. Leave him alone.
I will say that map is a headache.
It's-
It's a headache for those of you who don't watch the CW shows. Let me put it that way.
Math is a headache. There's a reason I'm a journalist, so there we go.
Yeah.
That's why I work with words.
But yeah, it's a lot, and it's a lot who says, yeah, for me too. But yeah, it's a lot, but what a lot of people were happy about coming out of that panel was the fact that DC is like, you know what, we have this tendency to, if we're using this character in a movie and they were already on TV, we'd kill them off as a way to shelf them, and they did that with Deadshot with Arrow. He was a big character in the first couple seasons of Arrow. Oh, we want to use him in Suicide Squad. Killed him off. And that was, it kind of killed off their
Yes, and yes.
Yes.
I don't think it should be remade, but they should do a sequel.
Hell no! No way! No! Never!
So Shaq shouldn't come back.
Hell no! Love Shaq. No!
No second Shaq attack.
Jack.
No big Aristotle.
Besides Shaq, who could play the part?
Shaquille O'Neal.
O'Neal.
Almost anyone?
LeBron James.
Shaq.
That sounds good.
No.
You don't want LeBron James, John Henry Adams?
No.
Irons, I mean?
No.
Why not?
No. Because he probably can't act for real.
What if they announce tomorrow that Shaq's returning?
Screenwriting.
What if they announce that Shaq's returning as Steel in the Flash movie next? Like they may as well.
Oh,
I
having
come
credits.
hunt you down.
O'Neal comes out.
How's that?
All right, I hope they don't then.
Now, in the remake of Steel, can they put the General in there as well? Like the little animated General as his sidekick?
Yeah, I think they can. I think he's in the multiverse somewhere.
Like, does he give him a good deal on car insurance as well?
He gives him a
Like, I
good
think
deal
that
on
would be a
the.
good plot point.
I heard Gold Bond nurtures his.
Oh, man car.
Can that be one of his superpowers?
Yeah, for like the non-steel parts.
Man can, right? Man can.
Oh.
Oh my God. You guys are so odd.
Where is he in that multiverse? And where's the old Supergirl movie?
Ah!
And where's Lego Batman?
Here it is.
Yeah,
You
where's
guys-
the Lego DC universe?
I'm
You
pulling
guys
that sound
will
right
never-
there.
You will never appreciate how good you have it with these movies. Because when I was your age, we were getting shit like Supergirl. We got lucky with Superman 1 and 2, and then it was like wandering in the desert for 16, 17 years.
Superboy starring Joaquin Phoenix. How's that?
I know where you live.
Okay. I'm also going to, guys, I will be pulling that loud, exasperated noise that came out of his mouth so we could use it for future episodes.
That's copyrighted. That's copyrighted. It's copyrighted.
You got to pay up.
I'll pay.
I'll pay any amount of money.
But no, I think it came out Friday, which wasn't touched upon during DC fandom, mind you, that Ben Affleck is coming back as Batman in the Flash movie.
If they say so.
If they say so, yes, if they say so. I think that's honestly really important because that's the only way. But they even talked about it gives us the opportunity to keep using these characters in different universes, and that way they're not stepping on each other's toes. We realize that people can handle a multiverse now, so.
And we get to print more money.
Yep, not wrong.
They might be leaving him behind in DC EU 1.0. He might not make it to 2.0.
Right, we'll see.
No, technically he is in 2.0 because he's going to be in the Flash movie.
Well, no, because he could be 1.0 and then go forward in time and actually go on to 2.0.
According to that map, the Flash
movie might end in 2.0.
Yeah. I mean, look at the map. Flash. It says Flash TVA. And it has Michael Keaton's Batman right there.
All right, you're right. Chill.
Which perfect segue to the little bit we got of the Flash movie, which was we got some cool concept art of the Flash himself. He's getting a new suit. And this little number where
man, look at that. You love to see it.
That Batman looks a little familiar, but it's not Ben Affleck.
Yeah, it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Got those pursed lips.
Is that an Audi in the background?
No, they didn't come out and say that, hey, Michael Keaton's in it, but they're like, here's this cool little art. And I'm still trying to wonder why they just brushed over the fact that Ezra Miller's choked out something.
Nobody remembers that other than this show, I think.
No, like all the people I follow on Twitter who are in this sphere, who are journalists and podcasts and all that in this sphere, were like, so are we just gonna gloss over the fact that Ezra Miller choked a woman?
Yes.
I think he apparently picked if you had to pick a year to choke slam one of your fans, he picked a good year to do it because that got buried in the news. You know, there was just more pertinent things to talk about. Any other year,
I'm not defending anyone, but I heard that that the fan, like, they were trying to do like a wrestling move or something. They asked him to choke them out as a wrestling move, and it was like staged.
Yeah, that was as a wrestling move.
But
well, no, there have been reports that he knew the people who made the video and were in the video. So
yeah, and that's why they didn't press charges because there were several people that witnessed it and were like, yeah, they literally asked him to do that.
Maybe that's what it was. And I do want to, because Lana asked what was bad about Ben playing Batman. I don't think there was anything bad about Ben playing Batman.
No,
He was a middle-aged Batman.
Ben is my favorite Batman. I've gone on record multiple times saying that. He's my favorite Batman because he's closest to the Batman that I've seen in the comics and even the 90s TV show growing up. I loved him.
He's a bit worn down by life, and if there's anyone in Hollywood worn down by life right now, Ben Affleck.
Well, now he's pretty happy.
He's on top of the world right now.
Yeah, he's outside just laughing his head off with Ana de Armas. He's having a great time. I don't know if he's
got a
got
dog. He's riding bikes. He's got a motorcycle.
I don't think he can brood anymore. But no, I don't.
It's known as the midlife crisis.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Ben playing Batman. I'm just skeptical about anything they have to say about the Flash movie. Again, they could say Shaq's coming back as Steel at this point, but like, sure, whatever. No, yeah, I think I unfortunately don't really like the movies Ben Affleck is in for Batman, but I think his portrayal of the character is good. I don't think he's doing his best, and I like
him. It's a problem with like the writing and the other things.
I wish we got that Ben Affleck like written, directed, starred thing. That sounded really cool. I wish we'd gotten to see what that was going to be.
If they're doing this multiverse thing,
there's a chance.
For me, why not?
Could be.
And during that multiverse panel, they kept bringing up how HBO Max is a perfect way to put more stuff out. So, just gotta say it.
And they could also say this: Ryan Reynolds is returning as the Green Lantern in the Flash movie, and I'd be like, sure.
Yep.
What are you paying for your cut of that HBO Max, Matt?
I don't know because I don't use it.
We bring family things up every single time.
Personal life and our chat.
Something I thought about with this movie, the Flash movie anyway, in regards to it maybe being Flashpoint-esque. What if Michael Keaton's not playing Bruce Wayne, but he's playing the Thomas Wayne Batman?
That would be interesting.
That would be a weird little twist. Because I mean,
buy 50 copies.
Because the Flash thing isn't like it's usually a time travel, usually a time travel thing, not an interdimensional thing, right? So it'd be weird that he would go to the Burton universe. Although I guess they did that in the Crisis TV show, right? Something like that.
Yes and no.
Adaptations.
Yeah, they just did a little quick thing in Crisis, little flash there, and that was it.
Okay, because that's something I thought of. But in that concept art, it looks like pretty traditional, like straight out of '89 Batman.
Oh wait, but they did confirm this during the multiverse panel. I forgot to bring this up. The meeting between Ezra Miller's Flash and Grant Gustin's Flash is how this Flash gets his name. That was put in there as a setup for his movie. So, and Nick was flipping out about the scene. He's texting me, "Oh my God, did you see this? Did you see this?" I'm like, I haven't watched this episode of Crisis, so no.
Wait, what do you mean? How he gets?
I eat people's vegan sloppy Joe mix, and I spoil Crisis on Infinite Earth. I'm very sorry.
You're a freaking villain.
But Ezra Miller actually came on to Crisis on Infinite Earth, the TV crossover. They did a Flash meets Flash thing. It's like, oh my God, you're me, I'm you. What's going on? This, that, and the other. He's like, you're the Flash, and Ezra Miller goes, who's the Flash? Wait, is that what you call yourself? And they're taking that.
Isn't he the Flash? And
he's not giving himself the moniker.
No, his name has never been said in the DCE
until Snyder Cut ruins that.
Right.
Oh, you have a little faith, huh, Nick?
Oh no, he's just talking about how the Snyder Cut would probably end up calling him the Flash.
Well, right, that's what I meant. I also think that Shaquille O'Neal is going to show up as Batman in the Flash movie. So,
and the General is going to be Robin.
Why are you torturing me with Shaq?
It's fun.
Still watching along?
No.
Yes.
I've never actually seen it.
Only if George Thomas is in there.
It's HBO Max, and it's not on there currently. So, hey, that's like the only place you'll ever be able to find that thing.
I got to cancel my membership.
All right, but moving on. This is a panel that Nick and I were flipping out during, and that was the Suicide Squad panel. Look at that poster there. James Gunn living up to what they were calling it during that panel, which is in the style of a 1970s war film, which... If that poster art says anything,
oh God, I love him.
Yes.
Look at King Shark back there.
Yeah,
a beautiful boy.
And let's bring up just a little bit.
Nice.
We got King Shark, Bloodsport, which is who Idris Elba's playing.
No, Deadshot. He's not Deadshot. That sucks.
Wait,
he's a different gunman.
Wearing denim.
He's wearing leather, but yeah.
Oh,
looks good.
Oh, you're talking about King Shark? Yeah, King Shark's wearing denim.
Hell yeah.
Wet denim feels like horrible. Why is he wearing denim?
Let's look stylish.
Yeah.
He looks good, man. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I love him.
Don't be mean to him.
Connor, we got your boy John Cena as Peacemaker over here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then we arguably have our most comic accurate Harley Quinn look to date.
Yeah, no, she looks good. I mean, all the characters look good. Some of them look most of them look ridiculous, which I love.
Yeah.
I love the whole concept of let's just dig through the barrel, find those D-list characters that people don't care about, and make them care about them.
We have
Bring on Weasel.
Yeah,
I agree with that. It's like there were so many characters I hadn't heard of. I'm like, what the actual?
Yeah, let's see. We got
Okay, let's
the
rock
entire-
and roll.
here's the lineup. We got Colonel Nick Flag, Weasel, Polka Dot Man, King Shark, TDK.
Wait, well, Polka Dot Man. What
Yes.
the fuck is that?
You don't know Polka Dot Man?
No,
Go ahead.
That's like an old Silver Age character.
It's a Batman character, if I remember
Is
correctly.
Harley Quinn getting in this?
Yeah, Dane DeSmulchin's playing Polka Dot Man. I can't even quite recall what Polka Dot Man's abilities are, but I can assure you
What
there's
does it do with
They literally
Polka Dot
confirmed
on
it. Okay.
and he can throw them, and they enter like different dimensions.
which lead to the Steel verse.
Hopefully the general.
All right, then you have Solsoria, Blackguard, played by Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Savant, played by Michael Rooker. Javelin, Thinker, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Mongol, Rat Catcher 2, Bloodsport, and of course Amanda Waller. They gave us
Not even Ratcatcher 1. I love it.
Rat Catcher 2.
at least Waller is back. My girl is back, so you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that ahead of this look. I didn't know that they were bringing her back, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and Nick,
Ring and Flag
Yeah.
and Quinn.
but you know, no Killer Croc.
Yeah, we got King Shark.
King Shark's an upgrade.
It's a good.
Here's the question: is it going to be hard to look at any King Shark any other way than that Harley Quinn version of him, where he's, I don't know what the hell. He's hilarious, but it's
He's the best part of the show.
He's very good. I will agree. I've made it to King Shark, and he's pretty great.
King Shark's great in everything. There's like some great like memed out panel from one of the comics where he's just like ripping a dude in half and just yelling, "I'm a shark!" He's great.
So there's been moments in the Harley Quinn television show where he's like, I don't like blood because it causes me to go insane. And this is the episode he gets introduced, and then they're pulling this prank on Damian Wayne, and King Shark is swimming in the water and just not really acting violent, and being upside down causes Damian to have a nosebleed, and one drop goes into the water, and he just loses it. And I know Nick was like, "Oh my!"
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But
He looks like a very nice man in this.
he's a very nice man in the Harley Quinn TV show. That's the funny thing too.
This looks like a lot of fun, man. I mean, after the last movie, I have no real invested interest in doing. When they announced like we're gonna do another one, it's kind of a reboot. I was just like, oh my god, why do we keep coming back to Suicide Squad? But,
You know what the problem is though? The million times a month that plays on TNT or TBS, and there's nothing else on. Guess what I do? I stop and I watch. It's got the same train wreck factor as Justice League. It's like, may as well.
have you developed like Suicide Squad Stockholm syndrome?
Man,
Guilty pleasure.
I watch mainly for Will Smith and Margot Robbie. And it's like Will Smith is just, that's why Will Smith is just chewing the scenery and having fun. But it's like you get the impression he could kick your ass if you wanted to. So that's what I enjoyed most about that movie. He was all in.
I would have loved if Will Smith got to come back. I think it's a shame that Will Smith shows up to be Deadshot and the movie doesn't turn out that good, and now we're probably not going to get that ever again. I think that's a bitter shame.
Well, no, part of the reason he was that we didn't get a recast and have Idris take over the Deadshot mantle is because they wanted to leave room for Will to come back. Apparently, there were scheduling conflicts when this was shooting, and another project he was working on was shooting. I think it was I want to say it was Aladdin. I'm not sure, but that's the reason he's not back. And if that's the case, they're hoping to bring
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Thank you. That's what it was.
Bad boys, but
We're getting more Bad Boys. I mean, if I'm doing one or the other, I'll take more Bad Boys because that last one was a lot of fun.
Yeah. They need to keep that director. Those directors just gotta say it.
Yeah, probably. Jessica's for all four. Oh, We click at the same time?
Yep,
There.
we clicked at the same time.
I should just let you do your thing and not get involved. Yeah, Jessica's all for the Suicide Squad movie.
Where's Jessica from? I know somebody with that last name.
Lakewood?
Oh, okay. He lives in Arizona. Got a relative named Lou.
The important thing about the Suicide Squad is this one looks fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a clear vision.
Well, it looks like it's
ridiculous. It doesn't have a confusing tone. So I think that's the important thing about this, and that's why I have faith in it. I think it's going to be good.
It's going to depend on whether Warner Brothers executives, and I don't know who greenlit this movie, just gets the hell out of the way of their creators. Period. That's what went wrong with Justice League, as we know.
Oh yeah.
With
that's what went wrong with Suicide Squad.
Well, that's what I was getting to. That's what went wrong. It's studio meddling, and it's like they're so eager or anxious to catch up with Marvel. They got their thumb in everything, and that was the primary problem. It's like, if you're a studio executive, be a fucking studio executive and let the people who make movies make their movies the way they want.
Yeah, and isn't it weird that Jay Leno isn't returning as the Joker too? Really good.
I mean, here's the thing: is that we'll know that the tone is messed up if we get. Well, first of all, "Fortunate Son" definitely will be the first trailer music.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing: is if we get an extremely dark "I Started a Joke" trailer and then followed up by Bohemian Rhapsody, then we know that they don't know what the tone is for this movie. Obviously, we haven't gotten a trailer yet, but from the character reveal, it's clearly fun. You know, like I had fun watching that panel. I found a lot of the other ones to just kind of be so straightforward. If you know, like they pinned people against each other. They said Michael Rooker's an asshole. I mean, like it was a fun panel to watch, and I think that you can get a tone from just watching that panel alone. I just hope that, like I said, we don't get that really just dark and gritty trailer, which is what I was kind of hoping that the movie would be a little bit, and then go off into a Bohemian Rhapsody direction. I think that this movie should definitely go for that Bohemian Rhapsody fun.
Go ahead.
Everybody here watch some of Fandome?
Yeah, I think except Taylor, because Taylor, you were at work, right?
I didn't watch the Fandome stuff live. I just got like the trailers and things out of it.
Did everybody here watch any of Comic-Con? And this is an ancillary question, kind of off topic, but I tried watching Comic-Con. It did nothing for me. What did Fandome get right through all this in your minds?
So I think I'm the only one who really watched Comic-Con from home, if I remember correctly. Did anyone else check out any of Comic-Con at home?
Nah.
So what I thought that Fandome did that succeeded where Comic-Con didn't is it was in one central place. Comic-Con just like, hey, this is going live on YouTube at this time. Go watch there. And,
that's right. It did do that.
And this Fandom's like, no, you want to watch these panels, you're going to watch it right here on our site in this live stream. And even though the panels were clearly pre-recorded, unlike Comic-Con at home, they did their best to make it seem like, hey, these are live. So I think that it felt more like a Comic-Con. It had more of those bigger reveals, even if they were spread out sporadically throughout the day. But even in those smaller panels, like the multiverse panel, which most other people probably were looking for, and they're like, hey, by the way, we're going to go with the multiverse method going forward. So you might see people from shows pop in the movies and things like that once these other universes discover that there is a multiverse.
Can I ask a question about that really quick? That is actually a serious question, and I just don't remember it ever being brought up. Did they say Gotham was within any of those universes?
No.
Okay, just figured I'd ask.
I think that was because
the new Gotham series.
No, he's talking about the Gotham Fox series.
Oh, okay.
I was just curious because I would love to see like a Jeremiah or something like that finally get called what he should be. You know what I mean? Which I know that was the reason why they didn't call him the Joker, was because he's got a movie and he's in the movies and yada, yada, yada. So I don't know. I think that that's probably the best interpretation of the Joker, or one of them.
Really?
So
yeah, Jeremiah was a beautiful interpretation of the Joker. They did a great job of paying homage to each Joker origin major Joker origin. And then
So it's like
working.
I just was wondering. I mean, we'll probably never ever see it again, so it's not a big deal. I just figured I'd.
And I think that's because Gotham was on Fox. I think that's the primary reason that you didn't get that. With Lucifer,
It was produced by Warner Brothers Television, though.
yeah. But for example, Lucifer, they even said, with Lucifer being what it is, we're probably never going to see a crossover. Then Lucifer left network television and went to Netflix and like, hey, since you're on Netflix now, we're going to have you in Crisis. Because a lot of their stuff replays on Netflix.
Now he's in Legends of Tomorrow, I think, right?
In the Legends of Tomorrow episode of Crisis, yes.
I heard Jeremiah's going to be in the Flash movie, so don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I mean, I think it's important that they do all the multiverse stuff, because I know if that means if I can have Ben Affleck's Batman and Robert Pattinson's Batman at the same time, yes, please. Simple as that.
I'll take as many Batmen as I can get, and they should just all hang out in a movie together and like just shoot the shit. Maybe they start a podcast or something. I don't know.
Apparently, they're going to do that in the Flash. So hey, there you go.
So the next episode, we're all going to dress up like Batman.
Cool.
I would love that.
Actually, not gonna lie, if we had gone live yesterday, I had my Robin outfit on.
Put it back on.
Wait,
No.
Just for no apparent reason, you just said, "Oh, dress up as Robin."
Well, it was the live fandom after coverage, so it was DC fandom. I was gonna dress up as Robin, and
And then he was like, you know what to do. I'm like, I know what to do, and then I went to bed. So
I said, if you're able to come on, if you're able to.
Go put it on.
I'm gonna come back dressed up as like Sully again or something like that if I do that. So I'll just stay here.
I've got a Batman cowl somewhere in this house.
Yes.
At my house.
That's right, Jessica. Speaking of the Plug Master, we got one right in here in chat. Check out 1BR streaming on Netflix as of today.
Boom.
Support great independent horror movies.
All right, but I wish Chris was able to hop on instead of being on his way home from Chicago. But this news, we all know how. I literally, when this news dropped, I had to call Chris, and that was in the DC Comics surprise panel. They didn't tell us what the panel was going forward. Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong about the title, but the Millennium Comics.
Yes.
Yeah, they're bringing back Millennium Comics and all the characters involved, and the biggest Millennium Comics character is Static Shock. And they went on to confirm that they are in discussions for the development of a Static Shock film. And it was known going into this that we were going to get a film announcement from that panel, but no one in their mind expected it to be Static Shock.
So again, I'll say
somebody over here was acting like a goofball, acting all excited off stream, and then you said that, and now he's very excited. So I just would like to acknowledge that.
Yeah, I was watching some past. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm now giddy. I was watching some clips from like all the past DC shows, and then I saw Static Shock. I'm like, I need a Static Shock movie. Then once you said that, I'm like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, what's this?
Okay. So Taylor, I'm sorry, I needed to mention that.
Go ahead, Taylor.
no. I mean, look. All I was gonna say is, you know my policy on this. I believe it when I see it, but because I just think DC loves to announce stuff before they're like anywhere near really.
And that's why I think they were smart by saying we're in talks for making a Static Shock movie. They didn't say it's for sure, but they're in talks. That is,
and maybe that's all like gauging what the interest in it actually is based on response. But let me tell you, I'm interested in it. I love Static Shock.
They better get their asses interested in a Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah, I was
That
just
as well.
about to say that earlier. So
there we go.
Great old WB cartoons, man. And yeah, I grew up a little bit on Static Shock, and when he would cross over, man, with Batman, and he went. I think he did hang out with Batman
Yeah,
Beyond.
hung out with the Justice League, Batman Beyond.
Yeah, he went through the future. He went to the future. Didn't he?
Yep.
Or was it?
Yep.
Oh, it was older Virgil, wasn't it?
No, he went to the future and he saw his older self.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't remember the episode that clearly.
Yeah, he was an old grizzled member of the Justice League by then.
Is
I
this
believe.
Static Shock?
Gray
Yeah.
dreads. I remember that. He had
Yeah.
gray dreads.
Are they bringing Phil Lamar back?
Well, no, this is a live action movie. I mean, I'd love to have Phil as his father. I'll say that. That'd be a great option.
Yeah.
Or if they go into the future, that would be pretty cool if they just have him.
I don't know about that because meeting Phil in person, Phil's kind of alert.
He is.
Yeah, but like, what I really loved about when they made that announcement is they had Phil on that panel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So that was really special. I mean, he talked about what the character of Static meant to him and how he hopes this movie goes forward plot-wise and this, that, you know, because he's like, there's not a lot of black superheroes out there, especially in the DC universe. And what better way than to give the world this young black hero, which I'll take John Boyega, please.
Nah, he's too old.
Too old.
He's 27.
Yeah, but he's
I
a high
also don't
schooler.
think he's going to be doing anything big budget for a while.
Yeah.
I want
agree with
that. I want that, like Tom Holland. Like you see him, he looks like a kid. He's in high school. I think that's what will really make something like that a little more powerful, and a little more effective.
And they're gonna have to go out and discover that kid because I don't know that he exists right now. And that makes it very interesting because all the prominent African American actors right now are in their 20s, and like you're right. I can't think of anyone who could pull that off right now.
There's not one that's young enough, honestly, right now.
Stranger Things, Lucas.
Oh
But
shit!
he's probably growing out of that as we speak. If that makes
He's
sense.
only 16, 17 right now. So
He's also a beanpole.
I mean, you can get away with that for a young Static.
He doesn't have to be muscular; he just has to be able to shoot lightning blasts out of his fingers. So no problem there. Let me be the first to nominate Chris Anthony Lopez as Static Shock.
Yes.
Although I think he'll be aging out of that role real quick.
He better get a story credit on this thing. He came on this show and pitched a Static.
Yes, he did. He did.
See, they heard him. Jeff Johns or whoever's in charge these days heard him. He's
I think
watching.
Jeff Johns is out.
Yeah. After what got lambasted on Twitter or whatever. I can't keep up with the DC corporate offices anymore.
Who got lambasted?
Jeff Johns did.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Has been toasted.
Ray Fisher?
Yeah, he's just bringing the fire on Twitter.
Did Ray Fisher get to come back for a panel?
Yes, he did. But we'll get to that in a minute. But McLaughlin would probably be the best pick for a young Static right now. But a lot of people, Caleb McLaughlin, the black kid from Stranger Things, because there's not really any. I honestly cannot think of another young black actor around the right age range.
Go discover him, make him a star.
Who's the?
And I don't like
kid
Stranger
from
Things, so
Chapter
I
1.
don't.
The what, Connor?
The kid from It Chapter 1.
Oh,
Ooh, Chance Jacobs. Is that
Yeah.
Chosen Jacobs? Chosen.
Chosen Jacobs.
He could be good. Yeah, he's a good actor.
All right, I'm gonna have to go out and come back to get Connor again.
all right.
But the one thing that I'm hoping
He
for,
lost me.
the one thing that I'm hoping for is for a good plot. I don't want it to be one of those world destruction kind of deals.
No.
I mean, Static Shock was always that down to earth kind of problem.
It's Spider-Man Homecoming, basically. That's what you're looking for with this.
What I wanted from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, I just mean like scale-wise, where he's just in his little neighborhood.
In Homecoming, it ended up being like one of those outlandish things that that's where I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want a DCEU movie with my Static Shock movie. I want a Static Shock movie. I don't want.
Don't shoehorn another hero in and make it their movie, because if we're being honest, Homecoming is Iron Man 3.5.
Yeah, I don't.
Although I would love to see it take place within sort of an established Justice League universe, just so that he can see those larger than life characters. Like that's what he aspires to. I guess it is again kind of a Spider-Man thing, right? But just seeing and figuring out how he can fit into that world,
Shazam didn't. It was within the DCEU. There wasn't any other big hero. He's in his little home slice of home, just in his area. Nothing big.
Yeah, I want that. I mean,
You've done better than Shazam.
You don't like Shazam. A lot of people do. Get over it.
I like
Shazam.
Shazam's good.
Yeah, Shazam.
No.
Love Shazam, and I'm looking forward to Static Shock. Put some bang babies in that movie.
Bang babies, yeah. But Taylor, go ahead, Lou.
One thing that I need from my Static Shock movie, and this is probably the most odd point that you'll ever hear. I remember in the show, like, he was at a CD shop, and I don't care, you got to put CDs in this, but he just held a CD and then could listen to the music. I wanted that in Static Shock.
That is cool.
That's the only thing that I need.
Yeah. That's how he had tested to see if the album was worth buying. He put the CD up to his head and played. I remember that. All right, Lou, if you feel like, even though the app's probably only... Actually, I'll get to this later, but the DC Universe app does have the entire series of Static Shock on it. So,
What?
The DC
Static Shock.
The DC Universe
app has the entire series of Static Shock on it.
not for long. That thing's going away.
It'll be on HBO Max soon.
It'll be on HBO Max. Something else Matt doesn't pay for.
Got him.
Yeah. But Taylor, you asked about Ray Fisher, and that actually leads us in perfectly into our next panel, where we got our first look at the Snyder Cut. There's your Doomsday. There's your Steppenwolf. Or excuse me, Darkseid. Darkseid. Thank you, Taylor.
Both of those look like you in the morning, so hey.
Got him again.
And then we got the final look of the crew together, and yeah, it's great. It's great.
Black suit.
Which Zack Snyder came out and confirmed that they never made a black suit. That was done through color correction.
Oh, okay. That's some real Whedon work then.
Yeah.
Fix it in post. So how do you guys feel about this whole Snyder Cut business coming out of it?
I had tears coming from my eyes when I watched it.
Tears? Knowing Matt, probably.
Yeah.
Damn!
I loved it.
He's probably cried for much less too.
I'm all for it. I'm excited by this, but then this is only like tangentially related, but he put that tweet out where he was getting mad at that critic, where he was like, "Yeah, you like Justice League because that was for babies, and this is for grown-ups." I'm like, that just encapsulated everything I think about how Snyder treats these movies, which is just so off base for me. Yeah, exactly. The Snyder Cut's for grown-ups. I'm like, is it though? What do you mean?
I mean, I know Lou
had Batfleck's butt, so I mean.
I mean, I know when freaking Nick and I talked to Lou about the trailer, he had his issues with it. I know Lou's a Leonard Cohen fan. He doesn't like Hallelujah. But I know why they used the song. They could have used a million other songs, but they chose Hallelujah, and that was just in like the, hey, yes, we're finally here. You're getting this cut. Hallelujah, it's happening.
It was a trailer. It was a trailer as like, oh, we're actually releasing the Snyder Cut. It's not a trailer for a movie.
It's a trailer for a movie that you already saw. It's just
it's not a movie. It's a miniseries. It's
a miniseries. It's
4 episodes, an hour long each.
And the point of the trailer was to be like, hey, this isn't what you saw. This is completely different, and that's why that was the point of the trailer. It could have been any song, and we still probably would have had the exact same footage.
I know, but just my complaints with the editing of the trailer is that there were musical beats that you could have still done. You know,
the song choice isn't just to say Hallelujah. It's literally Snyder referencing himself because he's so famously that of Watchmen. It's like him putting his dick on the table and showing you how big it is.
Exactly.
I know.
Because that's the first thing I thought of.
You straight up said this
opening credits for Watchmen with Bob Dylan, and it's like it was right in that vein, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely Snyder.
I said this is him referencing his sex scene in Watchmen, but yeah, because they use the exact same song.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No, it was that opening credit announcing his presence. Boom, 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 and that's what it was. Watchmen. It's like, yes, you're going to get something along these lines, as opposed to what you saw this time. Thus, this is for adults and not for babies. But it's like, okay,
like a spoiler. I thought the trailer did give us a spoiler though, because famously Silas Stone didn't die in Justice League. And
I mean, that is true. It is largely comprised of stuff that I don't recall seeing in the
because that movie was 80% not what was ever in any trailers.
And they had that moment where the Flash saves Iris, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they did cast Iris, and she's not in the movie at all."
Yes.
Yeah.
I kept having those moments of like, "Oh yeah, I remember they said this was going to happen, and it never did, and here it is."
Without credits. I mean, Justice League is what, like the theatrical cut, like an hour 50, hour 55.
Two exactly.
Well, 2 hours 1 minute with the credits.
I believe we're referencing
the Silk Spectre and Owlman.
Yeah, Night Owl.
Night Owl?
This is 4 hours long.
Banging in the owl head.
No one's ever seen.
Hallelujah.
I think it's a completely different movie.
More than likely, and I'll be honest with you, I'd rather they release it on 4K Blu-ray first and just let me go buy the damn thing as opposed to stretching it out over 4 weeks. Because I
just want to see it already.
I'm curious more than expecting anything good because I think Zack Snyder is the Michael Bay of your generation. So,
I like Zack Snyder.
But I want to see that all at once with a big bucket of popcorn and it's like what you got.
I think Zack Snyder's one of the most screwed over directors. He never gets his cut.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I've been saying, man, it'll be real embarrassing for Warner Brothers if at the end of this people go, "Hey, I really liked that Snyder cut." They could have just put it out in the first place. But I'm glad it's happening, but I just don't have high expectations that I'm going to feel that way because
They've done it 3 times to him.
Yeah, they did it with Watchmen.
They did it to BVS, and they did it to Justice League.
Well, that's because the dude doesn't know how to.
You know what you're getting from him. Why would you hire him if you were like, "Oh, this is not what we wanted"?
Because his movies made money. And plus, you got to understand, there's a different regime at Warner Brothers right now.
Yeah,
but why this got done to begin with.
I also think it's that, but it is a Snyder issue. It's like, hey, dude, can you make a movie that's not 3.5 hours long so we can put it out in theaters?
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why when you get his movies that are under 3 hours, they feel choppy. Like BVS. Connor, how many times have we said BVS is a fantastic movie if you watch the director's cut?
Yeah.
Now, see, I'll give you Man of Steel is a fantastic movie. Period.
Man of Steel is my favorite of the DC movies he's made.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sorry. I love Man of Steel, and it worked at every level for me. And what I love most about it is that you didn't get Superman the Boy Scout. You got the Superman struggling with all this bullshit in his life. So I appreciated that. And stylistically, it went where it needed to, which is that dark place. And it fit his sensibilities.
Yeah, it certainly fits his sensibilities. My thing I always just get hung up on him is that he it's being said in chat is this idea that he makes these sort of, I guess you would almost say, elevated comic book movies that are deeper or richer or darker. But it's like, man, you're adapting the funny pages, man. That doesn't mean you can't do something dark and earnest. You can't Chris Nolan it or whatever. But there's always this air of self-importance to what he does, and I'm like,
oh, absolutely.
It's like I think what he thinks is cool or interesting about Batman or Superman or any of those characters is not in line with what a lot of people love about him. And so, like, there's his version, and they're tortured and miserable, and the movie's very long. So I'm going to watch Snyder Cut. This was never in contention.
See,
but I don't know if I'm going to like it.
If you like Watchmen, the theatrical cut, you'll love the director's cut.
But see, taking away the effects that seem dated by today's standard, but the first Superman film with Christopher Reeve is the definitive version. Period. That's what Superman adapted from the comics was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to fault him for going for that grittiness. Now,
Yeah.
my guess is perhaps that if he was allowed to continue, he's going to go to a lighter place with that character. He doesn't have any. He probably wanted to show an evolution. We'll never know.
Well, we might know coming from the Snyder Cut. We might see a more lighter toned Superman after he's revived. We don't know that yet for sure.
That trailer sucked. Sorry. Just figured I'd mention my 2 cents. I don't know why we were watching in a fucking 4:3 aspect ratio. That's the douchiest thing I've ever watched. In my
I don't know why.
Okay, go on. Sorry. I just had to mention that.
Although he loved the trailer when he was sitting over here. Just got to point that out.
No, I watched it online and went, why the fuck is it in the true 4:3 aspect ratio?
Because this is cinema.
I thought that when okay, listen, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm very sorry to all the people on Twitter that I'm about to offend.
Oh, he's looking right at you.
I watched the trailer when it was leaked online because I thought it debuted already. Sue me. Now, that said, when I realized it was leaked online, I assumed that maybe that was why it was a box. And then I watched it on TV and went, why was it a box?
Because this is cinema for adult critic film fans, man.
I love Watchmen.
Hallelujah.
I love Watchmen. I'm sorry. And I like Zack Snyder's style, but other than that, I got nothing.
I don't get the aspect ratio. Does anybody know?
I don't know. He's
like when they've had it on TV like that, I'm like, oh, they still had the cut aspect ratio. Okay.
What if all 4 hours of the Snyder Cut looked like the freaking Lighthouse, man? That would be hilarious.
That would be.
So looks like Superman, and he's like, "Why'd you spill your beans?"
Yeah, Superman just ripping ass the whole time.
Wonder Woman goes like,
steak.
Aquaman just beats the shit out of a seagull. Dude, Lighthouse is good, right? I love that movie.
Lighthouse,
great.
Lighthouse you should go to while you're stoned off your mind.
And hey, that could be Batman and Joker we were watching on the screen there, for all we know.
I mean, that was a great Halloween movie. It really was.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that was the movie where you're like, okay, I'll give Robert Pattinson as Batman a chance.
Yeah, probably. I mean, until then, I saw him in that stupid circus movie and freaking Twilight movies, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, water for elephants.
Judge him off of those.
Ew.
He did Good Time, and then he did High Life, and then
we'll have a lot of Pattinson chatter before this night.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving on. And we got a panel that actually confused a lot of people, but it gave us some interesting tidbits, and that was the Black Adam panel. This is official concept art that they used. The Rock hosted the panel himself, which is pretty damn cool. And like, it was,
I am Zod.
We got a few interesting tidbits coming out of this. Like, not only are we getting Atom Smasher played by Noah Centineo, we're also I've heard it both ways, whatever. But we're also getting Hawkman and Dr. Fate making their theatrical debuts. So when I saw that Dr. Fate was in, I was like, wait, what?
I'll believe when I see it.
Yeah, this whole thing, I'll believe it when I see it.
It's a lot. That's a lot to promise in your debut film of Black Adam.
Which is
here's some concept art. This movie's going to be made, and actually making it. Because they've been talking about this forever.
10 years, actually.
When it actually debuts in theaters.
The Rock has said this is his next project. That he's confirmed.
We'll see.
Dude, The Rock bought the XFL. The dude can do anything.
He's going to be too busy with the XFL.
Nah, he's got a partner. She can take care of him.
Okay. The XFL only costs $15 million. He'll be all right. That's one movie.
Yeah, I honestly can't either. Basically, how they described Black Adam going into this movie is he's a slave who got these powers and was like, I'm going to do whatever is necessary to get justice. And that's kind of why the other ones turned on him, and we are where we are. And I know we have that tease at Shazam. Oh, wait, who's this other member of the family? Oh, it doesn't matter. Whenever we meet him, we'll treat him just like the rest of us, right? And I know everybody who knew what was going on laughed. I did. But
there was a tease in Shazam?
Yeah, at the end of it.
It was a deleted scene.
No, it was in the actual movie, Nick. It was when they're sitting in the chairs.
Yeah.
Whatevs.
But he also teased the fact that Henry Cavill's Superman may show up, which that is what I doubt, but
Why?
The most.
Apple says he's been signed to appear across DC movies. So,
Hawkeye, I find more believable. Fate, I find more believable.
Hawkeye.
Hawkman.
It's been both.
Yeah,
didn't both.
Didn't Henry sign that deal to like appear in like seven different DC movies, like akin to the Hulk, where he's
they never confirmed it. But that's what the talk was back in June. That's why I'm like,
I thought it was.
Nah, nothing's been confirmed. That's the only reason I was like,
And thus, I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly.
I mean, no, man, it's a huge get for. I mean, it's pretty crazy that Dwayne Johnson's not played one of these proper comic book characters yet. So,
well, he apparently reached out to them to play Black Adam. This is the character he wanted.
I know he's been waiting for years to get this thing off the ground, and it's a bit unusual for a Dwayne Johnson vehicle to not get off the ground right away. So that shows you the inner workings of DC Warner Brothers the last couple of years, that this hasn't been made like lightning quick, no pun intended. But I mean.
No, Jessica, we can't talk about that.
Is it because Michael Bay is the Michael Bay of our generation?
Yeah, we still got Bay. He's still out there.
On that hill.
Sorry. Anybody like Underground 6?
Oh my God! I don't think I've finished that movie. At the beginning of the pandemic,
it was a deleted scene, by the way.
And it's like, oh, yeah, Michael Bay, hey, blowing shit up. I'll take a look. Sure enough, as wretched as I thought it would be.
It's not a good watch.
No, the remake of Spencer with
I liked it.
Mark Wahlberg was at least decent.
Yeah. I thought it was fun.
My favorite Post Malone performance to date.
But yeah. Now, this is something I'm going to let Nick take a little bit of. Shit.
No, Jessica. No.
Jessica, are you a big Zack Snyder fan? I never knew this whole time. Solano is just chilling.
Is she pissed about Zack Snyder or Michael Bay? Or both?
Definitely not Michael Bay.
Okay.
Moving on, I'm going to let Nick take a little bit of, because I missed the part in this panel that I'm really excited to talk about. But Nick was able to watch it. He's the one who told me what happened. But Titan Season 3, which they still said was happening on DC Universe for some reason.
Look, that's one last service you have to kick in on, so be quiet. Let it go to HBO Max and be happy.
That's why I said, for some reason, they still said it's going to DC Universe. So
no, it's not.
I don't think it will, but yeah. Hey, we're getting Titan Season 3, and Nick, tell us about a few characters that they said are bringing on.
I'm sure that panel was great, but when I saw it in a tweet and then texted you, no, I'm just kidding around. But no, so it looks like at the end of Season 3, we will be getting Jason Todd as Red Hood, which will be pretty sweet. I'm kind of wondering if this kid needs to grow up a little bit more in order to look more like him. I think it's a little bit early on, but, if we're going to get, Joker killing, is he going to, I wonder how this season's going to go. Is he going to die? Is he just going to leave and then become Red Hood? I think that might be the route that they end up going. But we're also getting Barbara Gordon, I think, as Oracle. And then we are getting Scarecrow. So it looks like they are traveling to Gotham for Titans Season 3.
You bringing up the Jason Todd thing, I can shed a little bit of light into that. So Jason Todd found out something about Dick Grayson towards the end of this season, and it caused him to go into a bit of a spiral. And he left the Titans, and he went on to his own. And he was riding motorcycles in houses, partying in pools, all that's crazy shit.
Hanging out with the wrong kind of women, allegedly.
Yes.
Oh.
So.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's what happened, because he saw hypocrisy from Dick's side of things. And that caused him to go into this spiral. And because Bruce sent Jason to go work with Dick. That's how Titans is right now. He sent Jason to go work with Dick. So he can learn how to become a better leader. And he was struggling being a leader as it was anyways, because Jason Todd, being the hotshot Jason Todd is you guys need to do this way because, and you're so inexperienced, this, that, and the other. It's like, well, they don't have the same type of bringing up that you did. So that's what they're here for. They're trying to learn. You're here to learn to be a leader. They're here to learn to control their powers. And I'm excited. I figured as soon as you started that spiral, we were going into the Red Hood story arc. And Nick, you remember this from early in last season when they teased they tweeted out the thing of voting for Jason Todd to live or die, or it was late in the first season.
Yeah.
So
they all chose for him to live, by the way. Stupid people.
But yeah, it was really interesting. So I'm excited, especially hearing that I'm getting Red Hood. I'm excited that Blackfire is the villain because outside of Teen Titans, the animated show, nobody knows a lot about Blackfire. So getting the opportunity to explore that character a little bit more on a grander stage is really cool.
Wait, Blackfire? Are we talking like Deacon Blackfire?
Oh, Starfire's sister Blackfire.
Oh, okay. Maybe his name's... I'm thinking of Batman the Colt. Maybe his name's not Blackfire. I don't know. Okay, but I do know who you're talking about. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so we got that coming on, so I'm excited. I'm really pumped. George and I are probably the only ones here that watch Titans. So outside of Nick from episode to episode whenever he can, or whenever I turn it on and he's over.
All right, let's talk about what we all want to talk about.
Aquaman.
Oh.
Aquaman.
There was Aquaman news?
Aquaman news. So James Wan and Patrick Wilson led an Aquaman panel where James Wan basically confirmed he's back on writing and directing for the second film. But he went on to go on and talk about how they're going to be world building. Atlantis makes up a small part of the ocean. It sounds like this film is going to primarily take place underwater compared to the other one, which is kind of like a 50-50 split.
Is he going to cast Johnny Depp in anything?
He should.
He should be a pirate.
Remember when they announced that underwater creature movie that they were going to do?
The Trench.
That's still in development.
It's in
Is it though?
Yeah, it is.
Who said?
You're going to be reviewing it on Really Scared by the time you're 50.
Hey,
there's a plug! How's that?
Was there any mention of The Trench at DC FANDOME?
No, literally the Aquaman panel focused on that.
It's not happening.
It is not happening.
There's
no way.
way.
As soon as they announced it, I'm like, that's not a thing that's going to ever exist.
My Batman movie is also in development.
I will say this: if James Wan is behind, I think he did do a quick mention of it. But if James Wan is still behind it as producer, he's going to find a way to do it.
It's not happening.
Warner Brothers will find a way to make it not happen.
That is also true. But yeah, I like the fact that James Wan went on to say, yeah, we're going to world build. He said, I want to bring more horror elements into the new Aquaman film since we are going to try to keep this underwater. So especially because that trench scene in the first one was just fucking great.
No, it's a good scene, and I'm not saying I wouldn't like a whole movie of that. I just don't believe it'll happen.
I'm not even talking. I'm just talking about as an example in horror in the Aquaman franchise. That's if we're gonna get more of something like that in number 2, then sign me up.
Yeah.
So
I thought Aquaman was a blast.
Yeah, and I know Connor. He originally hated it, and then recently he finally got a chance to rewatch it.
Wait a second. Is it me or was Black Manta's helmet just too large?
No, it's perfect.
It's comic accurate.
That bugged me.
I loved it. I loved it. But Connor, like, what was the switch for you? Because I know now probably you're more so looking forward to an Aquaman 2 than you were before.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The first time I watched Aquaman, I thought it was like 3 different movies in one. And it was just blah to me. Like, I kept zoning out. But I watched it a second time. I really paid attention to it. And I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But
just fun, yeah. That's it. Not taking itself too seriously. Just having fun with the inherent ridiculousness of the character. I thought it was good.
I mean, honestly, it was probably
the closest thing that anybody was expecting in a DC comic book movie. which is why it connected, because the big complaint has been why so serious. So
Yeah.
And I mean, like, honestly, out of all the DC EU films we've gotten in tone, that was probably the closest to a Marvel film that we've gotten. Because that was a lot of people when it first came out. They're like, if the DC EU is to use this as their building block, this is the equivalent to Iron Man. It's not great. It's not bad. It's good, and it's a nice building block. And let's see where they go from here.
hold on.
Also, I thought the visuals
Wait,
and
whoa. Iron Man was great. Period. Stop. No, it was great. Go. Just.
I thought the visuals and the cinematography of Aquaman was really good.
Yes, agreed.
Some amazing looking scenes in that movie.
And I know some people have issues with like the hair being wavy. It's like they're underwater. You want them to have straight hair, like human-looking hair.
Need a fro.
Well, what I think DC could do is, what would differentiate them from the Marvel stuff, where everything is kind of on brand and on tone, all having the same tone across the board, instead of having these different movies where the characters call for a different tone. So Aquaman, he's the king of an underwater nation and talks to fish and goes on adventures. Like, that's got to be kind of fun. Batman, that can be your dark and brooding. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but that's more inherent to the character. Superman maybe should be a little more lighthearted. Shazam should be a lot of fun. So if they just make these films that are reliant on the actual characters, instead of like, we need a unified vision across the whole thing where everything feels like it's the same and is in the same universe, which is kind of the Marvel thing, which works for them. I'm not, I go to all those Marvel movies. I'm not hating, but that could be where DC finds their angle to have, okay, let's make movies built around the characters instead of built around a universe.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best thing for them.
Then when you actually bring them together, you can have that contrast. You can have Batman be brooding, and then Aquaman comes in and says, "Hey, what's up? You want to grab a beer?"
Yeah.
Like that can bring out the comedy, and that will bring out your own voice, and people might like that more than the single tone throughout different movies.
I mean, going back to the Snyder Cut, it looks like we're gonna get the fleshed out, more developed characters than what we got in that Rush Justice League film. So, if that's what it is, so be it. If that will probably make it a better film. But hey, moving on, we have Shazam 2 news.
Yes, I would say Aquaman's totally worth watching. Let's watch it soon.
It's worth watching multiple times.
Yes, that's actually my go. So, like Star Wars, I have. For the DCEU, I have a list of rewatchability. I have quality, and then I have rewatchability. Quality, Wonder Woman is the best DCEU film by far. Rewatchability, which I just go to when I want to have some dumb fun, Aquaman is the first one I go to.
Yeah, Aquaman and Shazam, they're just a good time.
Yeah.
But speaking of Shazam, their panel was fun. It was short, quick, and fun, but they were smart with it. It's like, yeah, so the script's written and we've seen it, but we can't tell you much about it, and this and that, and another big hero cameo, major part tease, which maybe since there was a few of those throughout the night, the Cavill thing is true. But ultimately, what we ended up getting, besides the surprise cameo from Sinbad the comedian in that panel for some reason, ultimately we ended up getting the title, which is Shazam: Fury of the Gods. And here's a little piece from the actual panel where you had the little girl that plays Darla. She quote unquote drew that picture, and then you have all the Shazam family, and then you got Sinbad right there for some reason. And yep.
Is he playing a genie?
No clue, man. No clue.
Oh my god, that's how you
I get it, because the
Mandela effect thing
where he was in the movie Shazam.
I hadn't seen that. That's amazing. Dude, the stuff they do for Shazam, the like little fun marketing stuff that like David F. Sandberg does is so good.
Yeah. And he came in there after someone spoiled something. It was after the little girl who plays Darla accidentally spoiled the title. So
yeah, Shazam, dude, the whole crew they got behind that and the way they brand it and have fun with it's great. The stuff they post on Twitter. I hadn't seen that picture. That's super funny. Yeah, I almost wish that we could get more from Shazam because I'm really excited for it. But I guess we're in a weird point where stuff's not going to production like you expected it to.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. And I know that was the one they were trying to like fast track because they're like, we have all these young actors. We don't want them to age out super quickly. We got to get as much as we can out of them as quickly as possible before we can say, all right, yeah, they're high school. So they're high schoolers and college students now. So, hey. But moving on to the other video game, we got the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League trailer. No gameplay, but we did get a trailer. And while visually, I felt it looked great. I thought in every other area. So, other people's thoughts.
Looks like a good time. I mean, I wish we got some gameplay of it because that's always kind of the real deal breaker, right? How it's going to actually play beyond just look. But I mean, this is actually coming from Rocksteady, right? So Gotham Knights is coming from WB Montreal, I believe, who did Origins. So this is Rocksteady. So I mean, Rocksteady's got a really solid body of work. They got a great track record with the sort of three main Arkham games. I imagine it probably will play similarly to those. I don't know if it's going to all take place in Metropolis, but is it?
They said it's the gameplay of the Arkham games meets like a gunfire gun fu gameplay. So.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess obviously you get to have different play styles with the different characters. I'm interested how this fits into so this is supposed to be the Arkham universe. Yep. So that's interesting. So like. You would think Batman really wouldn't be in it, and as far as Arkham Knight went, like Superman and other characters didn't really exist in that universe, or like were never referenced. There was no Justice League or anything in the Arkham games, so I'll be interested to see how they treat the lore and the mythology and the history of that world because I think it's a great universe. This looks fun. Obviously, different tone from the Arkham stuff, which was pretty dour, but in a way that worked and was good. Yeah, I'm looking for. I mean, Rocksteady. Like I said, they got a solid body of work, so I'm down to see what they do with the Suicide Squad. I think it's a really fun spin. Like that subtitle, "Killed the Justice League," is hilarious.
Like they have to, and they've confirmed you have to go against each member of the Justice League and attempt to kill him, basically. So,
yeah, that makes me wonder. Like, is there a Batman in it? Not to harp on the Batman stuff. I'm just curious how they're going to treat that established world already. So, like, is Wonder Woman in it? Is Aquaman, Flash, etc. in it?
What if they say? Oh, Batman's gone, so now we have a chance.
Yeah.
To get the rest, you know?
Right. Something like that. And it looks like Brainiac's the real antagonist of the game, so which I wouldn't have expected either, really, for a Suicide Squad game. It's always kind of the joke, at least with the movies, right? Of like Suicide Squad, those characters could never hang with the real threats of that DC universe. They would get squashed, right? So like them having to figure out how to kill Superman, throwing the boomerang at his head and it bounces off. Super funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this looks cool. I wish we could have got some gameplay, but that's all right. I mean, this was a straight up reveal, right? So
yeah, because it's not coming out till 2022.
Okay, so a little bit longer on this one.
I'm just hoping that the gameplay isn't just shooting. You know what I mean? I just hope that it has a good combat system because that's what I love from the Batman games. I was like, oh man, I love this fighting style. I love the story. You know, those were like the best parts. So, I mean, those are the only two parts, but it's just those are the most important things for me. I want it to feel good in my hands, and I want it to be a fun game to play. I don't care about much else except I don't want it to be a shooter. That's the one thing, or only a shooter.
Oh, they've confirmed you're getting the Arkham gameplay, so you're getting what you want out of it, but you're going to have more to it. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, we got the King Shark gameplay somewhere in there. So that dude ain't shooting; he's running and eating food.
Oh, he's got a gun on. He's got his gun on his back.
He has a minigun.
Well, I hope he rips someone in half.
Oh, he's got a shark.
I'm a shark.
Right. Yeah, this is cool. I'm excited that we got 2 games announced. I didn't expect that. 2 whole like big AAA video games. So that's awesome for them.
From the two companies that brought you the best,
superhero games today.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, Superman Returns on Xbox 360 was the best Superman game ever.
You liked it more than Superman 64?
That's right, baby.
Yep.
Fly through the hoops.
Thing, but yeah, baby. Oh God, that game sucked. God.
Yeah, no, those
It's a nice
games.
side tangent for Superman Returns on 360. It would punish you for putting in a cheat code because you wanted to like not worry about stupid health bars with that, and I don't know. It's just
Superman doesn't cheat. That's not okay.
yeah, that was the exact achievement that you get, like where he's like, not. Then like, Superman Returns on Xbox 360. Get out of here! You don't know me.
That's kind of hilarious.
Get away from me! You know, you just gotta fly around, mess around, get all the costumes.
Yeah, I'm surprised
only
we
had
didn't get
three
a Superman game
Yeah,
announcement.
that's the one I've been waiting for. I'd love a Rocksteady Superman game.
Well, I think it's been said before, or leaked out, or rumored that Rocksteady. Because after Arkham Knight, there was this. It's been a couple of years. People were like, "What's coming up? Are they going to do Batman? Or are they going to do something not WB related?" And it seemed like they were in the early stages of maybe developing a Superman game, but just couldn't figure out a way to make it work that they were proud of, so they ditched it.
See, from what I saw, is that the Superman stuff was because he's the biggest, baddest, like the character you mainly have to focus on in this game. That the leaked Superman stuff actually turned out being this game.
Oh, I mean, look, after I got a feeling that they're probably not going to kill Superman in this game, so
No.
maybe you can make your Superman game after this. You know?
I was
I mean-
just watching that trailer though, thinking the entire time. It was like a tweet that was like, "That's Bizarro that is
Yeah.
on the target because he's purple." And like, they made me believe up until the second that it was revealed that it actually was Superman that there might be a chance that it was Bizarro, and I was kind of hoping for that because that'd be kind of interesting to see Bizarro in the Suicide Squad, but.
Yes.
We'll see. I mean, it could end up being, though, that the only thing that they can beat it with is Superman. So maybe they do throw Bizarro out there.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite villains, anti-heroes. I don't know what to call him at this
He's a
point.
villain.
One of my favorite villains of all time. So I was just kind of hoping for that, and then I didn't end up seeing it. So
You need a kryptonite boomerang. That's what you can do.
Yeah, I'm imagining they'll try to soup up with kryptonite equipment, and then that's how you try to beat him. But
See,
I don't
I'm curious if this is going to be a rated M game because clearly at the end of the trailer, you have Captain Boomerang saying, "What the fuck?" Like, but he doesn't get to finish the word. They cut it off right when he's halfway through it. So,
I think the Arkham games were, so I'm sure this will be for
no,
sure.
no, they weren't.
Arkham games are rated T.
Yeah, they're rated.
Arkham Knight was death.
Arkham Knight was M.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
No, I don't
Sure. Arkham Asylum might have been T, but City and Night were definitely M. They got pretty gruesome and
Oh,
pretty.
they weren't.
Yeah, so I don't see any reason that Suicide
I
Squad-
have City and Night, and they're both M.
Yeah, those are for grown-ups.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Those
my
are baby
God,
games.
I didn't really-
Arkham Knight was M,
Huh.
and
I mean, I bought that digitally, so I didn't look at the box. I don't think I have the box, so that's why.
I feel like
Arkham City was T though.
Yeah.
oh, okay, Arkham City was. Yeah, I knew Arkham Knight definitely had to be. It was pretty harrowing. But I don't see any reason this wouldn't be M. I mean, you're going to be shooting fools, so.
I mean,
King Shark can rip someone in half, so
in the Asylum downloadable content or something, you played as the Joker and you could shoot people. So, I mean, I just remember that, and I don't know. I just don't want it to be all gunplay. I don't want it to just be bullet sponges and all that. So,
I think that'll be the key. Obviously, like Deadshot, that's how he's going to have to play.
yeah.
Maybe Harley Quinn
They
is something.
gave him a jetpack, so it's not all. But it's that shocking. Like Deadshot has a jetpack. What?
They fly now?
Yeah, they fly now.
They fly now.
King Shark can fly. Just flap his wings and go.
Oh, I would love if King Shark could fly. Could have like webbed armpits.
He can swim through the air.
That'd be beautiful.
But yeah, so that's it for the DC fandom. Oh wait, we almost forget.
Your mic just did it. Just an FYI.
Oh no, it
If
didn't.
we're pointing it out, I just want to make sure that he knows. Okay, go on.
But oh wait, there is one other thing that we got, and that was I shouldn't say surprise.
Oh yeah,
the Batman, which caused a lot of people to shut their pie holes, man. Like, look at Colin Farrell.
he thick.
And we do have confirmation that is Colin Farrell. Look at their Riddler. Like, my God, man, my God.
It's year 2, guys. We got to make sure that we know that it's year 2, and eventually they're probably all going to develop into these characters. I mean, the Batsuit, I love it. I think it looks great on him.
Oh, I love it. I've got no complaints about this.
Oh no, it's yeah. And I love your tweet because I do personally like it when they make regular songs cinematic because of the Joker when they were doing stuff with that. But I loved that Nirvana music over the trailer.
The whole like pop song remix trailer thing is so like it's like a cliche now. But man, not only do I love this character and the look of this film, but like that's like a deeper Nirvana cut, man. I love that song. So I got no complaints about this thing.
The best thing about that footage was Robert Pattinson, and what you could see in his eyes when he's got the war paint on.
Yes,
see in his eyes, he doesn't know who he is. There's the duality of the character right there. He could just as easily be Batman or the Joker. He's split right down the middle, and he doesn't know who he is right now. That's the entire beauty of that footage. And it took some looking at it. I think I looked at it 4 or 5 times this morning to get that. But yeah, right there, that instance, beautiful.
That's my favorite shot of the whole entire trailer.
Well, it's definitely is mine too. But I know I brought this up to Taylor earlier, but because somebody said to me, like, I don't know if I like the fact that we're having Riddler be the main villain. I'm like, I love the fact that we're getting a B-tier Batman in a new and dark, twisted way that the Arkham game started to do. And I showed this picture to Taylor. We have a shot similar to that Robert Pattinson shot in the trailer with the Riddler.
So you think that's the Riddler? I just thought that was also Pattinson.
That's been confirmed that that's Paul Dano.
Oh,
no,
really?
It's not. Literally in the motorcycle shots, that's him on his motorcycle.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely quite to look like it's him. Like watching
the photo before.
I mean, I'm just going based off of what I saw.
That's for sure.
Look, but to what George was saying,
photo, that's him on his motorcycle.
To what George was saying, I think it's not like we haven't seen early Batman before, right? That's what Batman Begins was. But to skip the origin story of it and just go to year 2. And you're like, this guy still doesn't really know what he is. He's working through the psychosis and the trauma and figuring out how he's going to take this idea and use it to make the world a better place, and doesn't really know how he's going to do it yet. And there's that great little bit in it where he just absolutely pummels that dude, right?
Exactly.
And it's kind of satisfying to watch because I love see Batman beat the shit out of some punk. At the same time, it's like a little uncomfortable. I'm like, I think that was a little too much there, Batman. And I think that
and out of character for exactly.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. It's going to be him finding his way and figuring out what Batman is, and getting through the real tortured process of his psychosis and who he is. Yeah, what's up?
One, I think this looks a lot like 7.
Yeah,
and I loved it. 2, I'm glad he's solving crime or crimes.
Yes.
And 3, when to harken on that, when he beats the shit out of that guy, they're all wearing Joker makeup.
It's black and white, so some people are suggesting that it's Penguin makeup.
Oh.
And one of them's got it cut down the middle, which makes me think of Two-Face.
Yeah.
Well, I think that somebody in a trailer breakdown that I was watching said that is traditional Penguin gang makeup, is that they do like stuff like that. But I mean, I was thinking in my head that that's Joker, that's Two-Face, and when he beats up the Joker guy, man, like, but to me, he beats him up just enough. to the
I
point
think
that
you hear bone crunching.
Yeah,
and
the
like,
last hits are squishy.
That's just enough.
The last 2 hits are squishy.
it has to be R. Based off that scene, I feel like this has to be R.
Look, I'll say,
yeah.
I'll say in relation to this year, the visual of some sort of authority figure or someone coming from some sort of misplaced justice, just beating the shit out of a petty criminal, it doesn't feel that good. It's cool because it's Batman, but it doesn't feel that good. And I kind of think the movie's conscious of that. I don't think that's going to be a mistake or a flaw. I think it's going to be aware of this is a vigilante. This is a guy who operates outside of the law, and there's some issues with that. I think the film's going to be aware of that because I know Matt Reeves is a very smart filmmaker. And also to respect to the face paint stuff, let me say I'm really excited to see Paul Dano play the Riddler as a Zodiac killer, and I really hope. Nick, don't get too upset with me. I really hope there is nothing Joker related in this movie, just because we've had so much of it. If this works and we get more of this Batman, of course they'll get their Joker. But I would love to see one movie that's got nothing to do with it.
Well, apparently,
I don't think this one will.
I just thought he looked like he had Joker.
Yeah.
I really hope this focuses on Paul Dano's the Riddler, because his Riddler looks insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Taylor.
and look, some people are also like, what if the Riddler's not even the real villain of it? Like, what if there's even another villain hiding in it? And I could see that happening. I just hope it's not. I hope it's not a Joker bait and switch thing. But I love the duct tape around his face. Like, what a weird, creepy design. Even just the little clips of the voice we get. There seems to be some sort of, in addition to the detectiveness of it and the murder mystery of it, there seems to be some sort of like conspiracy plot unraveling, like what Riddler's revealing. Some sort of political scandal paired with, because you see in the newspapers on the wall, they're like the traditional Gotham crime families have been broken up. Like Falcone's been arrested, but it seems like there's something there we don't know yet, or maybe even there's something dark in the Wayne history that we're going to find out about this, which has been played with a little bit in the mythology these past couple of years too.
You nailed what I was about to talk, because I know you didn't get the chance to watch the panel, but something that Matt Reeves said in the panel was, we're going to explore in this film, they're not giving you an origin story, but you're going to see his origin as he goes through and solves this mystery and sees how Gotham became so corrupt and where his family took place in this and how he struggles with the discoveries he makes. So I heard that when I was just, because I didn't catch that yesterday when I was watching. So when I was watching the last replay this afternoon around 12:30, I was like, oh my God. And if you watch the panel in general, you could see how Matt Reeves really believes and cares about this franchise. He talked about Gotham City as a character, not as a place, but an actual character.
Yeah, living, breathing organism. I'm really excited to see how that aspect plays out, because the idea of like the Waynes maybe not being as altruistic as Bruce remembers them, that's been played a lot. Like it was in like in the Telltale Batman games they played with that. It was in the Sean Murphy White Knight comics. It was even in the Joker movie recently.
Yeah, the Joker where Quinn was a straight up dick.
It's also in the Starz TV series Pennyworth.
Pennyworth. You watched some Pennyworth.
Oh, I got Starz. Was it Starz? No,
that was Epix.
Epix. I subscribed to Epix just to watch Pennyworth.
How is that show?
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like remember that it exists, but I never hear anybody talk about it. I'm wondering if I should watch that.
Yeah, you should.
I've heard nothing but things about it.
But I gotta take a look at it. But I think, to the Wayne's thing, I think that's, you almost have to do that to update the character and the world, because like the way we've looked at the wealthy and especially billionaires has changed a lot, I think, in even just the last 5 years. And if you want to tell a story about those characters and that Bruce Wayne coming from that background, you kind of have to update it a little bit to make it more relatable and sympathetic, because I think you lose that a little bit if they're just the flawless philanthropists that they're often depicted as in earlier Batman stuff. So I could rant about this all night, and I don't want to take all the time because I know everybody's got stuff to say.
Well, I was going to say, Taylor, this question basically is brought up for you. How do you think he will do as the Zodiac Killer? Someone we really don't know too much about, but his notes really speak how he is. And do you think that can be shown well?
I think it's an awesome rendition for this character. Obviously, in cinema, we've only ever really seen the Jim Carrey, and then the Frank Gorshin in the '60s, of course, too. But I think this is a great idea for, like Connor said, that Seven thing or Zodiac. This does look, in a lot of ways, like a David Fincher spin on Batman.
Well, they lined up. There's a lot of stuff borrowed from Seven.
Yeah. And not to take anything from Matt Reeves, but that is definitely what I think the influence is on this.
Yeah, is a crime thriller like a Fincher movie.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys see that people already solved the riddle from that first?
Yes, the cryptogram.
Yeah, and it's the cryptogram is the answer, but the riddle was, what does a liar do when he's dead? Does anyone have a guess as to what the answer is who doesn't already know from the story? Anyone? Taylor, I take it you read it, so go ahead and.
He still lies.
Or he lies still, but yeah.
I was gonna say he lies because I did
lies still.
but I
He lies still.
I thought it was going to be he lies, but I was like, hey.
Yeah, he lies still.
Which seems to be what the thing that Riddler's rocking in this is. There's some horrifying unspoken truth in Gotham, and he's going to reveal it slowly through his carnage. And what a cool spin on this character. It's about time we got a different. I mean, we've seen Riddler before, but we've not. But in this new last couple of years,
Riddler.
Yeah, where we treat Batman as like this earnest, grounded, dark thing. We've not gotten to see Riddler show up in that yet. So I'm excited, and I think Zoe Kravitz. I'm so excited for his Catwoman.
Yeah.
And dude, Colin Farrell on the prosthetics. He thick.
Oh, that's Richard Kind.
It really. I took like all night for me to finally go. Okay, I guess it is Colin Farrell because you would never know it. And I think it's cool. Not only are we going to see Bruce figure out what Batman is, we're going to see Penguin happen for the first time, and Riddler and Catwoman. Like, really build this world out from the ground up. I think is so cool to see how these characters develop. Like, Riddler's clearly the villain, it seems like, but those characters being around and coming up is going to be really cool to see.
Taylor, how big do you think the Penguin will be in this movie, or do you think he's going to be kind of in the background and then come to the forefront in a sequel?
See, yeah, it's the thing. I think he'll be a big enough deal, and that he'll probably be wrapped up in whatever this weird conspiracy thing is. You know, I think he's going to be like an up and coming crime boss. Maybe people call him Penguin behind his back or something.
Yeah. Matt Reeves came out and said he's like, yeah, Penguin. He goes by Oswald, and he doesn't like when people call him Penguin in this.
Yeah.
So you think he'll be, his arc will just be beginning in this movie, and he'll be more prominent in a sequel?
Probably. I mean, yeah, you can set him up as like a consistent, because that's kind of Penguin's thing, right? He never goes to the Arkham Asylum. He's kind of always out. He's always bribing people. Maybe he does a stint in Blackgate, and then he gets back out and hangs out in his Iceberg Club. But I think setting him up as a consistent background character that you can use, maybe never the villain, but always some sort of supporting character is going to...
Kind of like the guy you go to and beat information.
Exactly. It's true to the comics, and just everything about this works for me, man. And I haven't even talked about Pattinson because I feel like I've already sang the praises high to heaven of Pattinson on this show.
Pattinson's so good.
Yeah,
and you don't hear him that much, but even just that little line.
I'm vengeance.
And he's got a good voice.
The voice.
Yes.
it's good. Yeah,
It's not total Bale gruff. It doesn't have the voice modulation. It's just a little deeper.
It's more so Keaton than anything, and that's what I loved about it.
And that shot, I can't get over that shot of him.
Yeah, every shot fucking rules in this thing. Guys, I love Batman.
But like, I love. We talked about Pattinson's voice. Dano's Riddler voice, though.
Matt, you said, because I'm with you on this right now. Affleck is like my favorite Batman, but that's going away next year.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
One like the Batman, our Bats is my Batman.
Our Bats. Well, no. So another thing Matt Reeves touched on was the actors had say in how their characters, or the main actors, like Paul Dano with Riddler, Robert Pattinson with Batman, they had say over how their costumes were.
Really?
Yeah, because for Robert Pattinson said, I want to be able to actually do the choreography of fighting this thing. So that's why you have this more armor-esque, looks like the hard plastic that shifts while you're moving type thing. Paul Dano just has what looks like that green petticoat with some glasses and a face covering.
Covering his face in duct tape.
I don't know if his face is duct tape. That looks like it could be duct tape or a plastic bag, a garbage bag.
It's a duct tape plastic bag.
That could be it too.
Which is different. I've never seen that. There's been some different takes on the Riddler in comics. I've never seen that before.
Zoe Kravitz with that kind of cat mask on, I was just like, wow.
Ski mask with the corners just kind of fit up a little bit. Yeah, and you get the sense that she doesn't really know she's the Catwoman yet. And dude, I love this. I love this costume.
So good. It's so good.
I wasn't really sure about it from those like goofy photos of the stuntman that came out. It looked really dorky on him. No, this looks fantastic. This looks like Arkham Knight a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. I was about to say this looks like Arkham meets real life, and I love it. And
this is great. I love the collar,
and that's a gun. The bat.
Apparently it's the gun that killed his parents. Which, if that's the case, like, damn, that is dark. Yeah, and that's exactly what I want from this film.
This is a very dramatic Batman. He's very dramatic.
Because of that, I'm giving it a Lou Lock. I'm going to love this movie. I'm going to watch this movie, Lou Lock.
Wow, the first ever that I've ever seen on this show.
First Lou Lock.
Lock it in.
So, I think that something that I want out of the sequel, and I know we're already talking sequels, the movie's going to be great.
Well, they've said that it's a planned trilogy, so I think that's...
I want Mr. Freeze done right in the second movie.
Cast Mads Mikkelsen as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. No, that
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh.
I could see, like, I know that Cillian Murphy was already Scarecrow, but I could see him as a good Mr. Freeze too. I want the second movie to end. No, listen, in a perfect world for me, the second movie ends with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker laughing to end the credits. That's just me personally.
That's a horrible movie. That's a bad way to end it.
Okay, calm down. You didn't like it. I'm so sorry. But I'm just making a point.
No, this is from the standpoint of leave Joaquin Phoenix's Joker alone. Like, that was its own film. Let it have its own universe.
I saw the trailer. I went, I could see this fitting in that universe. That's just me personally.
Wouldn't it kind of add up a little bit? This younger Batman, like the time it's taking place in.
I was just about to say, this doesn't look like it takes place. We see an iPhone take to a guy's hand.
Yeah, no, I think that this takes place in more modern day. I'll give you that.
It looks like this modern day, similar to how Gotham tried to do it, where you still had like the flip phone, but it still had like TVs from the 80s being used, things like that. They're trying to find this modern but still past looking thing, and Matt Reeves said so with that when he was talking about we're filming in Victorian London because we're throwing in the more modern buildings but using with CGI, but using what we have here in person as this forefront of Gotham. Sure, you're still going to get the skyscrapers, but you want that Gothic looking scenery.
It looks real nice.
And let's talk about Gotham PD.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, this makes me more excited for Gotham PD.
Yeah, I'm on board for Gotham PD now after hearing Matt Reeves.
Maybe that's where Colin Farrell's Penguin shines a little bit more. And also, we didn't see him in the trailer at all, but Turturro as Falcone is still in there somewhere too.
He could be the one getting taped up.
That's true. Could be.
I have the trailer actually on a YouTube tab right here. You see the mob boss, the stories of the Falcone breakup and Marconi breakup and all this in the newspapers. So,
well, there was that set leak of what everybody thought Penguin was, and you can kind of see that in that guy with the light white hair, or it's kind of blondish white hair. You can see that on the news article, I believe. When I was watching it, I think that somebody in a deeper dive had a closer up image of it. And I'm like, I think I saw that as a set leak, because everybody was commenting about how, that's Colin Farrell as the Penguin. And what's weird is, like, I want to know what movie Colin Farrell was doing where he had that weird looking white hair.
He was doing
Fantastic Beasts.
If the third one hasn't even started filming yet, so I can't even say it'd be Fantastic Beasts.
Because there was a person took a picture of him, a more recent picture of him, where he had this like white hair and a mustache, and everybody was like, oh, look, that must be his like look for Penguin. And I think, funny enough, I guess I could mention her show right now. He was on Ellen, and she was like, "Oh, is this your Penguin look?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't talk about that." And then we see the trailer, and we're like, "Holy crap, jeez, was that like just to throw everybody off or what?"
I heard Ellen DeGeneres is going to play the Joker in this movie.
Oh, nice.
Sorcerer in chat did say, how much Batman do you think they'll put into the PD show? And then they have
said,
a weird feeling that he'll be a bigger portion and influence than people will want.
No,
I don't think at all.
They've said this is about how Gotham became corrupt. This takes place before Batman's year one. So
It takes place in his year one.
It takes place in year one.
I thought I read it takes place before his year one.
No,
so the show is a prequel to this movie?
Year one. Gotham Pd is year one.
So you have to think that some of this is going to run parallel to the film.
Yeah.
Which, if you're telling me I get more Jeffrey Wright, sign me up.
Oh,
I think you're looking at a Star Trek Lower Decks kind of thing. It's going to go into the dregs of the Gotham PD allegedly.
Renee Montoya and Harvey Bullock.
You get Jeffrey Wright locked in for a recurring role. I mean, he's already in the HBO wheelhouse. I think
I was about to say Westworld.
Get him back for an 8 or 10 episode series.
well, do you guys think that he's commissioner yet?
Yeah, they said he's Commissioner Gordon.
I don't think he's commissioner quite yet. I think he's going to become commissioner by the end of the movie.
Yeah, because there's someone else that's commissioner listed in the cast.
Okay.
So
There's whoever that guy is speaking at the podium. That's not the Penguin.
no,
right?
No, that's not the
I
thing.
wondered if it was the mayor.
Yeah, I wondered if it was the mayor.
oh, was it? I thought it was commissioner.
There's definitely some deep-seated classic Gotham justice system legal corruption going on here, and I can't wait to figure out because then Riddler says at the end, like, you'll find out you have a part to play in this too. So there's something there with the Waynes. There's something there with Bruce and Batman. I can't wait to see how this this detective plot unravels and how Batman develops along the way and what kind of world this sets us up in.
Do we have a release date? Besides
October 1st, 2021.
All right, everybody.
Halloween, baby.
I'm going to give this my first ever Lou Lock. Seriously.
Moolah.
But
Lock it up.
I do got to Taylor, did you see the exclusive the Batman merch that I know Connor, we talked about this earlier, the Batman merch that they dropped after the trailer. They got like 4 shirts and like one of them is just, let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Pull it up for me and all the audio
they're
listeners.
pretty cool. I want the logo.
Matthew hawked some of his Star Wars shit so he could buy the shirts.
No, I didn't. I would never do that.
Yeah, you
Me,
wouldn't
hawk,
hog
me
anything.
hawking Star Wars. So here's one of them. This is my favorite one personally.
That one's cool.
And then they also have this logo one, which I just clicked
Ooh,
on.
the logo, just that clean logo.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
I really like this logo.
$26. Yeah, I think I'll just go buy that one.
Yeah, when the movie comes out, I'll buy it on Redbubble.
Yeah, and then they have the silhouette one also, just red shirt silhouette and boom.
And Nick was mentioning, I love the logo they came up with this too.
It's beautiful.
It's just so clean. It looks like something off a comic cover. It's just fantastic.
Got the bullet or the gun cowl.
Everything about this rules, man. I can't think of the last time where I was like, hey, I love everything about this. You know, there's always like that, like, well, I'm not sure about that. No, this, I'm just like, love it. Gotta have it, need it. And I mean, that's pretty characteristic for me because I just fucking love Batman. Like in the way that like Matt loves Star Wars, I love Batman. You know, I've gone to bat for the Schumacher stuff on here. Like I love all iterations of that character.
That's a weird hill to die on.
I'll die. You'll find my corpse on the Schumacher hill. That's the thing, though. I love them all. Like if that was the only iteration of Batman, I probably wouldn't like it so much. But because we have that, and then we also have this, which looks so creepy and brooding, it's like I'll take all of it.
Yeah, I refuse to buy the Schumacher Batman films. No.
Hey, I got Forever on 4K. That's all that matters, Schumacher-wise.
Why didn't they announce the Schumacher?
Man.
Yeah, did they announce the Schumacher cut?
No, and so I think maybe there's a chance for it on that second day. Now we're getting a DC FANDOME on September 12th. But originally, if you look at that huge guest list that they showed, Val Kilmer was on it. So there was that speculation that we were going to get the Schumacher cut announcement. So
I mean, they might do something to honor him for sure. I hope that they do, because he was such a pivotal part of Batman, whether you like the films or not. I mean,
I love it.
They got to honor him in some way.
I love him. Yeah, no, it's Newmarker cut. No Ayer cut.
haircut.
DC FANDOME.
I think they are like, people aren't gonna want anything to do with the haircut after seeing this behind the scenes stuff for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
They might be trying to trail that off.
Wait, the behind the scenes stuff of what?
Suicide Squad.
Oh,
I knew it.
It was basically in place of a trailer. They revealed the character's name.
no, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you did get footage in there. I mean, and it looked pretty clean.
Yeah.
I love when I got my
Davidson's
voice.
Blackbird. Yeah, Weasel licking the window.
Yeah, I don't even know who Weasel is. So like, they're deep cuts.
I love him.
It's so beautiful.
He looks good. I don't know who that
that
is.
Sean Gunn's playing him. It's just
I want to hug him. I want to brush his fur.
Ooh, yeah, he needs help. King Shark looks like a guy you could just like, hey, you want
You can hang with.
for a beer?
Right.
Yeah,
Like, this picture is literally just him smiling like this with no shirt and some jeans on. You're just like,
yeah. I also want to ask him about his denim. It's gotta be wet denim. Can't be comfortable.
Ooh,
Can I get you some sweatpants or something?
here's some soggy denim for you.
all right, guys. Well, I think we've covered it all. Overall, I was really surprised by how great Fandom was.
What are we most excited for coming out of this?
Batman. Is that even a question?
Batman.
Not Batman.
The only thing on this list to get the Wii up.
From Fandom, be like, I'm not excited for Batman the most.
And Connor, I love your text last night. I apologize for ever saying I wanted the Flash over Batman.
It was that one time asked us in the moment, and it came right after Affleck was announced. We hadn't seen anything about the Batman, and I was like, you know what, the Flash is sounding interesting, especially with Michael Keaton's Batman also in there. But now I saw that trailer, and all I want is the Batman.
And just think about this. This was only with 7 weeks of shooting. That was with them.
Yeah.
25%.
Yeah,
of
that
what they
was
were
the
supposed to
point
shoot.
that I had talked about earlier. Like 25% of a movie as an editor, I'm like, you crafted literally an entire story out of 25% of a movie. That's still, I want to know what we're going to be getting out of that extra.
Right, because that just tells me if this 25% of the movie was that deep with a 2-minute trailer, I'm wondering how deep this entire thing is.
It's gonna be glorious, man.
I feel like the movie could come out tomorrow just by that trailer. Like, and obviously, and I was watching one of the commentary channels talk about it because, you know, I mean, there's obviously things that go right over my head. It wasn't really a lot. It was funny enough was that a lot of them completely passed over the fact that Oswald Cobblepot was in the movie. Like, I don't know if it's because they weren't able to confirm who it was necessarily, but this guy's like, oh yeah, I wish you would have just given me a 30-second teaser because now I want this movie so badly and I have to wait 1 year and 2 months to get it. So
Gotta wait on to shoot the rest of this damn thing. The Civilization needs to come back together so they can finish the Batman. That's a primary reason why.
I will say this, and this is something I know you said you were surprised about, how DC is like, we're not going to release Wonder Woman on digital. They said, well, Patty Jenkins even said in the Wonder Woman panel that that's going to be only in theaters. Even in the trailer, it said only in theaters. So I think we're looking at another pushback, or they're hoping that people will go to the theater, just like Warner Brothers hoping that this upcoming, or not, beginning of next week when they start doing the preview screenings of it, the paid preview screenings of Tenet, that people are just like, they'll want this enough to go back to the theater. So,
Driving, baby, just like Unhinged. Let's get Unhinged.
They're going to be running into a problem though, where these reviews, I guess if we could talk about Tenet for a few seconds, have been coming out as either really good or mediocre, and I feel like that's going to drive people to not go to the theaters.
It's gotten 80%. I don't understand how that's mixed.
I
saw a bunch of stuff that was like, oh, I liked it, but it wasn't.
You also got to remember how Rotten Tomatoes works. We have a Rotten Tomatoes tomato approved critic right below here.
I know.
Verified.
But it's the three stars or higher and it gets a positive rating. So they could be what Nick's saying, mediocre reviews. But
Well,
still
I would just say that like for people being hesitant to go back to the theater,
Interstellar got the same kind of reviews, and that movie's a masterpiece.
Which movie?
Interstellar.
And like I said, I'm not even making a point as to whether it's going to be good or not. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I'm just saying, as like a person or as a filmmaker, and going into this situation, I just couldn't imagine the company is very happy with that. Just because people already have their reservations to going back to the movie theater, and if I hear, oh, I mean, you know, it's good but not as best, yada yada yada, I will go see this movie when I feel like the time is right for me. Obviously, drive-in would be great, but I'm just making a point. Like I'm sure that like you, as a company, you probably just don't want people having reservations. So
I don't think anyone's really going to have reservations to see a Christopher Nolan movie. I think if they're a Christopher Nolan fan, they're seeing it. Even if they're a casual fan, they hear Christopher Nolan, director of Inception, Interstellar.
Right. Would you prefer to wait?
They're seeing the movie.
Yeah. I'm just saying, as if they're trying to push it out by October.
Everybody's going to the theater anyways.
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't think anyone's going.
I mean, it's going to be
anything to do with the reviews. Even if it had 100%, I don't think anybody's going to the theaters.
Right.
Well, regardless, guys, it's been a hell of a night. We got through all the news. We got to talk a nice, cool, 30 minutes on Batman. This is what exactly I was aiming for. We talked Snyder Cut. We just talked fandom, and it's been a nice night. So everyone who's watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for Big Man George coming on and joining us to talk about his experience with fandom. We got the first Lou lock, and yeah, we're all ready for Batman. Give us this movie now. So signing off, I'm Matt,
Nick, and Lou.
I'm Vengeance.
Connor.
Toodles.
This is another Who Are They Real Talk.